Hello and welcome to Ian's Bricks. I'm Ian and today I've got a review of this set behind me here. This is the Lego Modular Building, the corner garage. It's set number 10264. There are 2,569 pieces, so one of the larger modular buildings that they've done in Lego. This set actually retired at the end of 2021, so if you don't have this already, get it fairly quickly because you probably are going to really struggle to get this now. When this first came out, I wasn't that impressed with it really. It just looked a bit, it wasn't quite as exciting looking as some of the other modular buildings, but after having said that, having built it now, it is still a nice build. I do still like all the modular buildings. If I had to give it a mark, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10 just because of that initial sort of, it wasn't quite, it didn't quite appeal to me first off, so I kind of waited till I bought it, but now I built it, it's a really nice build. I think what you can probably see from what I'm saying is that the building itself just looks a bit, I don't know, just a bit sort of dull really. There's plenty going on. You've got the garage at the bottom. On the middle floor here you have a vet's, and on the top floor there is an apartment. So there's lots of stuff going on. If I show you the back of the box here, this is what it looks like when you've got all the buildings together here. You've got the diner and you've got the assembly square as well. And then if I just sort of show you the box here, there's all sorts of little things going on here, and that shows you how it looks. You've got the 3 levels. You've got the base, the middle, and you've got the top floor, and then the roof section as well. So all in all, I thought it was a really good build. So if I just sort of show you the actual item itself, I've got it built behind me here. It's all ready to go, and I'll just give you a sort of overview of what the actual set looks like. So this is what the set looks like from the front. It looks pretty nice. I think the general view of it, the top half of it, it's okay, but it just looks a bit sort of bland. I don't know what they could have done to sort of make that slightly more exciting. But certainly the base level here, I do love this section here as part of the garage. One thing obviously you do get is this side of the building here is slightly wider than this side of the building, so it does make it look slightly off-centered. But this bit here was really nice. I like the way how they've done all this sort of corner section. And what you do get with this is a vehicle as well. Now, not a particular fan of receiving vehicles in modular building sets because they're buildings, not vehicles. However, this little tow truck here is actually quite a nice little build. You can obviously take the roof off here, and you have a seat in there with a steering wheel for one minifigure in there. You also have a tipper truck bit at the back here, and what is quite nice is you can actually twist this and this will move up and down, and that's really nice how that sort of works. And it went together really well. So it's not a bad vehicle particularly. It obviously goes well with the set, but as I say, I'm not a particular fan of getting vehicles in modular building sets. An overview of the whole building from the outside then. So if we start on the right hand side, we have the lamppost, which you always get a lamppost, a white lamppost in the modular building sets. It's great to see that there. We have this all this tiled floor area here. Obviously this is the entrance to the garage. You have a rather nice clear garage door here, which does go up, and you have a small lever, a small little wheel on the side here, and the whole thing moves up and down, and it's very smooth. I have to say I was quite impressed with how that all goes together. I'll try and show you how that kind of works in a short while when I get to the bottom section. You have a couple of lights up here. I love the brick built sign here with the wrench on it. If we sort of stay on the lower level, you have a couple of things on the side wall, a couple of wheels, there's a broom and a trolley there. Got one of the employees here. What's quite nice is she's got a dirty face, she's a mechanic, she's hard at work. That's quite nice to see that. This section here with the petrol pump or the gas pump is really good. One of my favourite little things. So simple, but it was like a window squidgy, but they've used an ice skating piece. Very clever piece use. It's literally just 2 pieces together, but that was really good. I liked how that sort of fits in there. And you have the octane gas pump there, which is a really nice little build as well. I think my favourite bit is this sort of roof area here. It just looks great. It's how garages sort of do or used to look. They don't really look like that anymore. But we have a nice printed sign here for Joe's Garage, By Accident We Meet, and a nice little yellow brick built sign as well. Obviously in the front of the garage you can see a few things going on. You've got wheels and a few things stacked up, but we'll get a bit more into that there. We have a door for the garage as well. And then on the left hand side of the building we have a small tree here, which is quite a nice build as well. And we have the front door to the main building above. Just to give you an overview of the main building above, basically it's done in this sort of orangey, dark orangey colour here. We have a balcony here on this level here. We have a lovely printed clear piece here for the window, Dr. Jones Animal Care. It says no snakes. So Dr. Jones, if people don't know, that's a reference to Indiana Jones, who obviously didn't like snakes in the film. So that's a really nice there. I love the cross there with the paw print in the middle. That's brilliant. And you also have just a few flowers and things on the roof. Now, one thing I did find quite just a bit boring really and repetitive is doing this bit here and this section here, and you had to do that a couple of times here as well. It was just a bit fiddly, lots of 1x1 tiles, so I didn't particularly enjoy that. But what I do like is on the right hand side here how they make these bay windows. Really clever. These bits here, so this bit and all this side and this window here and that side are all built on the side. Very clever how it's all done and how it all fits together. So yeah, so although there were some fiddly bits and bits I didn't enjoy, things like this always sort of make it much more appealing. And if I just sort of go up here to the roof, let's move my light a little bit so you can see it better, is we have a bizarrely, Lego figures always have a place to go and sunbathe on a roof, which is quite strange. And you have the doors there which lead to the stairs. They lead down into the building. That was quite nice. Not a lot much else going up there. A little bit of sort of things sort of going on at the front, which is quite nice. What I will do is just turn the building round. So we've obviously seen the main front of it, which is what you're supposed to see. See what the back section looks like. So we have a few different colours and lines poking through, but it doesn't look too bad. We have a back door here. I've left one of the minifigures here. We have just a few things going on. There's a back door which opens, obviously. We have this section here, which I'll show you what that actually does a little bit later. And we also have a sort of I don't know what, not an oil drum, something like that, poking out the back. What's quite nice, this figure here, he does actually come with a helmet because he's got a little motorbike, which again you'll see in a short while. And then on this side of the building, a little bit more going on. So we have this section here which pokes out. This is part of the, you can see that going up and down. That's part of the lift system for inside. So it's a bit of a shame it pokes through, but I understand why it has to be there. You have the pins there to attach to the modular buildings, and this is the workings, the configuration of that garage door I showed you earlier. But altogether, it looks pretty good. So let's get the roof off and have a look at the top level. The roof should just come off in one go like that, which is very good. And in here we have an apartment. So what's interesting is the apartment is the stairs lead straight up from the lower floors, but there's no door on the apartment, which is a little bit strange. But that's my only gripe with the building. Obviously you have steps up here which lead to the attic area that we saw, the roof area that we saw earlier. We have a rather nice little red couch here, which is quite good. And if we turn this round, you can also see an old-fashioned style TV, which was a little bit strange, but it's quite nice. It just sort of sits there in the middle of the room by the window. Quite a nice quirky little build, but as you can see some white poking through either side. It's not brilliant, but anyway, it's not too bad. Here you can see these pieces here which go up to hold this bay window I was talking about earlier. It's built on the sides. It's very clever how that all sort of fits in and attaches in. And the apartment is a very basic apartment. I mean, this is the bed here. He lives in a bed sit, and it looks very uncomfortable, that bed. I have to say, if I was him, I think I'd be getting something that didn't quite look like a prison bed. On the back wall here, I'm assuming this is supposed to be a Lego lorry or a truck or something like that. And we have a rock and roll sign here, which I'm assuming is some kind of record or poster or something like that, which is quite nice. If we turn it round again, here you see this is the guy that lives in the apartment. He's got his little kitchen area going on here. He's got a cooker with a 4-ring stove. He's got salt and pepper there, some cutlery, some implements there. What was interesting is the clock piece that you see here didn't quite match the piece that was shown in the instructions. So this is the instructions here, and you can see that that clock there sort of reads around about 6:10. So all three of the hands of the clock are sort of almost in three separate sections. It looks as though the whole clock's in 3 separate sections. But if you have a look at the clock that you actually get with the set, you can see that's completely different. I know I've got it a different way around, but you can't do the same time. So yeah, very interesting. That was a slightly different piece. Not sure what was going on there. Anyway, back to the kitchen. We have a small sink here, which is quite nice, hot and cold taps. And bizarrely, in the corner is a toilet. And you can obviously open up the toilet. Let's move him out of the way. And it literally it's quite a nice build, but it's just a bit weird where it is. It's sort of next to the kitchen. You have a little toilet roll in there, and you have the cistern at the top. So yes, it was just a little bit odd. There is a toilet there, which is quite nice that the minifigure can use the toilet, but it was just a bit weird where the actual toilet was. So not a bad little apartment, not the most comfortable looking one in the world, but quite a nice little build. It's quite nice how they utilise the shape, I think, of the building quite well. So let's take this section off. Okay, so this floor here reveals the waiting area and the pet, or the vet's area. So again, here are the stairs that we saw earlier. That's up to the apartment. Again, no door on that, and you have just an open sort of area here. We have a rather nice couch, which actually looks more comfortable than the couch upstairs, and we have a parrot in the waiting area as well. There's the back end, or the back side of that window that we saw earlier from behind. No snakes. A nice little plant flower in the corner. Have a coffee cup and a table there, and there is a little girl here with a smaller 1x1 one-person couch even there, and she just sort of sits in there. We have a window through. Actually, I need to take her out, because if you can see the fish, there's a rather large fish in that fish tank, but it does look okay. We also have a map here. And I think that's pretty much it. Then we have the door into the actual vet's area here, and if I sort of show you, there's quite a lot going on in here. So if I just sort of turn that round, just zoom out a little bit, we have obviously an inspection area on this side here, with probably what's a microscope, and we have scissors and an injection syringe there. We have a little rabbit who's obviously being looked at. Little rabbit is quite a nice piece. I've not got one of these before, so it's a really nice Lego piece to get that. It's quite a cute little set, quite a nice little face. So he's obviously being looked at by the vet at the moment. Get that back in there. We have the vet there. He is, and if I just turn the whole thing around, we have a small table here again. We have some bottles of things, probably a doggy biscuit. I think this is a frog in here, so there's a frog, and that's supposed to be under a lamp, keeping it warm. And then in the back corner we have a desk with a rather nice built angle poise lamp, which is brilliant. A letter and a newspaper there going on. So there's quite a lot of detail packed into this particular section. Oh, and I've just spotted as well, you can see the fish from the other side as well. You can see the fish from both sides. We have a rather nice printed piece here, which I've just realised I put upside down. Let's just take that off. Now I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to signify or what it's supposed to mean. If anybody knows what any of these initials mean, I didn't understand any of it at all, but never mind. If you write in the comments and let me know what any of that means, because I've got no idea. There we go. Let's pop that back on the wall the right way round. Okay, so let's take this section off and look at the garage section. Okay, let's just remove that then. So the main part of the build is the garage section. So if we start by the front door here, we have a rather long staircase up to the first floor. And you can see here that the stairs are it's a bit weird. I didn't quite like how that was built. It didn't quite work for me. but it's okay that we've at least got the stairs up to the next floor up. In the corner here we have a rather nice trolley type design here. I don't think you can see it. Let me move the minifigure so you can see. If I can just zoom in on that. It's just like a thing that you wheel around the garage. It's obviously got lots of tools on and an angle grinder, that kind of thing. And it's on some little roller skates, which is quite cute. We also get a vehicle. I've actually just sort of put that in here at the moment. So that's the moped that you actually get with the set. We saw the guy earlier with that. I'd forgotten I left that in there actually. So we get a dog, strangely. So I think it's just to give another pet to for the vets to check out. But we have a dog here. Mine's got a little mark on the side. I don't think that's supposed to be there, but it's I think it's printed on. Never mind. I've had two of these dog figures before. They're quite nice. So what else do we have? We have a tyre remover. So that was very clever how this went together. This tyre remover here. This all does move around. It's not completely solid. And over here we have the cash desk. With a $100 bill on the front of it. There's the actual register there. In the front of the window, which we saw earlier, we have a tyre showing and some bottles of, I would imagine that's oil or something like that. And then over here, this is the mechanism that we saw earlier. So if you can see here that this comes in and out here, and as you push that forward, that just lifts this section up here, which means that the people in the garage can get underneath the vehicle. And if I actually put in the vehicle that we get with the set, which I know is not supposed to be, it does fit in there, it does fit in quite nicely, and it actually moves up reasonably well. It slides around a little bit, so it does stay on there, and you can lift it up and down reasonably easy. It's a little bit of force to actually lift it up, but it does work really, really well. I've just realised as well I put that on the wrong way around. Never mind. So the mechanism for this garage door is very, very clever. So you literally have sort of the whole door here just sort of wraps around, it attaches to the top, and as you twist this little thing at the side, it just pulls it all up. And actually it's really smooth. When I first sort of put it together, it didn't work quite well, but it's just very clever how that all works, and it's so smooth. So I really like how they've done that. It's very clever. It obviously means that there's a lot of stuff going on here, and it does mean it makes a little bit of a mess at the side of the building there. But I think altogether it looks pretty good. And then obviously you've got some more windows up there. I don't think there's anything else to show you. I think that's pretty much it. You can see the mechanism here, how this goes in and out. So you just sort of slide it in and out like that. Again, it's very clever how that all works. Okay, so let's get this all put back together again. Let's have a look at the minifigures. Here's the minifigures then. We have a small girl here. She obviously is an animal lover. She's got a nice cat print on the front of her t-shirt there. We have the two employees of the garage, a man and a woman. The lady's got a rather nice sort of printed face, as I said earlier, and she has a dual moulded hat and hair combo piece. Both of the torsos look pretty much the same. No leg printing, I don't think, on any of these figures. We have the vet, and the vet's an older gentleman with a moustache and grey hair, and he's got his stethoscope and his pens in his pocket. We have the guy that lives in the top apartment. He's got a rather odd, strange looking jumper on, a nice woolly jumper on there, probably because his apartment is a bit stark and a bit bare and a bit cold. And we have this figure here, and I can't figure out whether this is supposed to be male or female. It doesn't really matter, but we sort of have the glasses on there and the hair, but then it looks like what is more like lipstick. But there's no normally with the female figures you sort of get a slight indentation on the middle section. So it's not quite obvious, but it doesn't really matter. As you can see, all of the minifigures have back printing, but only two of them have alternate faces. We have an alternate face for the little girl. She looks worried. She's probably worried about her rabbit being operated on. Nice sort of printing there on the back torsos of the workers. The lady, she's sort of slightly perplexed, confused, so she's probably struggling with something in the garage. None of the others have faces, but you can see they've all got back printing. It's fairly simple for the vet. Obviously the back of the jumper there, and just a sort of not sure what's going on there, just the back of a jacket or something, a biker's jacket. There we have it then. So as you can see, another building, another modular building from my collection. I do like all the modular buildings, even though this really wasn't sort of something I was sort of, wanted to get on day one when it first was released, 2 or 3 years ago. I'm still glad I've got it. I do like all the modular buildings. As I said earlier, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect by any means, but it was still a really enjoyable build. Couple little fiddly bits I didn't enjoy, but overall the whole building experience, I really enjoyed it. I really did actually like it more than I thought I would, so I was actually pleasantly surprised. Anyway, I hope you liked my review of this set. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and comment if you haven't already. Thank you to all my subscribers, and as always, thank you for watching and take care.